Yeah, I be microdosing LSD, but my microdose bottle looks the same as my macrodose bottle.
Uh-oh.
So that morning I had actually accidentally took the macrodose of LSD, and I came back home. I was in a super emotional state, you know what I mean? But it was genuine. It was genuine emotion. And as soon as I did it, I was like, why did I do that? I was like, I should have never did that. And then I was like, ooh, I know. I'll delete it.
But
you know? And so
it don't work that way.
I started going to delete it. And then Meg, my manager, she called me. She was like, they just posted it on the Shade Room.
Oh, at that point?
I was like, all right, cool. My life is over.
How are you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty nervous.
Don't be.
Excited because, like, you're a figure that is almost larger than life to me. I've been paying attention to, like, say as far back, because I'm just 24, but I'd say as far back as, like, 2014.
Oh, wow.
Like,
how
really,
old were you in 2014 then?
I was 14. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, you know,
my
hearing,
math
like,
piece work.
internet tape and all of that, like, following all that. So it's
Where
like,
are you from? I was thinking you must be African.
Where do you think I'm from?
I don't know. I'll probably shoot Nigerian because that would be, like, most likely.
Yeah, I'm Nigerian.
That's the most of y'all.
Yeah. We're everywhere, so that's
Probability
true.
is that you'll be Nigerian.
Yeah, I'm Nigerian. I was born and raised there for most of my early life.
Okay, yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
That's
and then
dope.
Moved to Canada when I was.
Where in Nigeria?
I was born in Lagos.
Oh, word? Dope.
Yeah, and I was there until I was like 8 or 9.
My parents met in Ibadan.
Oh wow. Okay, that's not too far from Lagos. It's like
I've
a few
never
hours.
been, but
You've never really?
no,
to Nigeria?
I've never been to Nigeria.
Oh wow.
I need to go.
You need to go.
I need to go.
Yeah.
I need to just go with the right people. I mean, I have the right people. Honestly, just need to set the time aside.
It also, it's the time of year is important too, like when you decide to go, because sometimes it's like there's a time of year that's better, like maybe November, December, January, probably the best time to visit if you're going to like Lagos or somewhere. But yeah, West Africa is cool. I've been to Nigeria, I've been to Ghana. Things are the only 2 places.
Where I just went to Senegal. It was so dope.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'd love to visit.
Senegal is special.
Someday.
It's actually very different from Ghana.
Yeah, because Ghana was very similar to Nigeria. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it didn't really feel like
People
I'd
be
left.
like, Nigeria is just Ghana on steroids. It's just like...
That's correct.
It's more time.
Yeah,
like,
that's definitely
it's
correct.
just more everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Senegal is its entire own experience. Like, I shot my new music video in Senegal. I didn't put it out yet. I'm not sure when this comes out, but probably be out by then. I shot a video for a song called Still With The Smoke in Senegal. And, man, the culture of Senegal is, like, unparalleled. It's this very interesting amalgamation of West African with the French influence, with the Islamic influence.
Oh, that's true.
So the food is...
bomb.
It's crazy. And
I can imagine.
It's hard to tell you this, but they got the jollof rice thing.
They're the originators, so I can't even argue. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know how our people just get real.
Yeah. Ghana versus Nigeria. I feel you.
You have disgraced me. You know, it'd be like, fam, we didn't even make this shit up, you know?
Right.
Nah, they got this shit down fucking pat. And they just have this, like, beautiful generosity in their culture. They have something called Teranga. Is their national sense of hospitality. So they're known, in Senegal, the well-off people, they're known to invite strangers into their home, you know, because they're just so...
Hospitable.
Like, while we were shooting this video, a man came out of... Let me think. So while we were shooting this video, we're eating jollof rice on the ground.
Okay.
Out of a bowl. It's a video that went viral. And during that, a man came out of nowhere and offered us, do y'all want some tea to drink with this rice? And it was like...
Who are you? Where'd you come from?
What's in the tea? You know, that's the American suspicion. But, we accepted, of course, and he went back to his house and brought us artisanal metal cups full of this hot tea called Ataya. It's like mint, it's green tea, it's
Okay.
delectable. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And this is just an example of the Senegalese
That's
teranga.
crazy.
Like, they're outstandingly generous. It's some shit that doesn't even make sense from a
Right.
Western
Even
perspective.
from a perspective of someone that's lived in West Africa, it's still very rare.
That's very different, because
find
in
that.
Ghana, motherfucker gonna walk up to you like, can I get some tea?
Exactly.
Do you have something to give me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
No, they just they got it in Senegal,
Oh,
man. It's
that's-
dope.
I love that. I'd love to visit someday. You are at a very interesting point in your career. I mean, you just dropped an amazing project that's all yours, independent, fully. And I want to ask, like, how you're taking it all in this very moment in your career. How do you feel?
I
this
feel
very
blessed,
moment?
man. I try to stay rooted in gratitude because that keeps me focused. I think the opposite of gratitude is the fixation on the past and fixation on the future. Like, if I'm fully focused on the present, there's so much to be grateful for, I'm here with you having this conversation. I have the opportunity to share my ideas, my art, my perspectives with people, and they'll listen. I got my little baby over here with me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I get to see young African people platformed and be a part of that. It's a lot to be grateful for. So I just try to stay grateful, in the midst of goddamn being mentally unstable like everybody is,
That's life. I want to start this interview really because there's a video that you put out this year that really stuck with me. You were talking about, the streaming era and how it's taken a huge toll on artists' mental health. And it was a very emotional video for obvious reasons, especially as someone that, knows a lot of artists and consumes a lot of music. But then I noticed that the internet was very skewed in the reception of it. And some people weren't entirely empathetic towards what you were describing, which is a very real thing that I've heard a lot of artists communicate to me. How did that whole, reaction and even leading you to put out that video, what was going through your mind?
Coming into being an independent artist and owning my music, at the same time having the responsibilities of everything a label would do, I think I started to just consider the fact that I've been doing this a long time and have never owned my music, for the vast majority of the time that I've been creating as an artist. And that's an emotional experience, to realize that you've put a decade into something and be like, tangibly, I don't own it, I don't have a significant pathway to own it. And, I was also like, microdosing LSD, I be microdosing LSD, but my microdose bottle looks the same as my macrodose bottle.
Uh-oh.
So that morning I had actually accidentally took the macrodose of LSD, and I came back home and I was just like, I was in a super emotional state, you know what I mean? But it was genuine emotion. And as I've been, working on filmmaking and content and social media, I think I've just started to think about turning the camera on in real moments. Because at the end of the day, I mean, shit, that's what music is turning the mic on in a real moment. Your best music is gonna be when you are going through something so significant emotionally, whether it's pain or joy, love or unrequited love, and you turn the mic on and you get a real performance.
Yeah.
The best shit is gonna be the shit that comes out
Straight from the heart.
like a freestyle. It's gonna be the best one, And I think film is not so different, not to say that that was a film, but you try to capture a real emotion. So when I was in that state and I was like, damn, like I'm really kind of broke down about this shit. That like, you know, I'm feeling the weight of being an artist in this age when you just are up against significant systemic challenges. You know what I'm saying? And I turned the camera on. That was all it was. And then I was like, damn, I'm tripping acid. You know, and I went outside and I started meditating. And when I opened my eyes, I was like, yo, I should make an EP and I should call it Sundiata because my son is Mansa Musa. A lot of the things I'm doing are based off of Mansa Musa. Sundiata is Mansa Musa's predecessor. Point being that I should make this a completely independent effort that I will own. You know, coming from this place of like pretty heavy emotion and heavy pain and the strain of being an artist. Being an artist to begin with is just an incredibly emotional existence, you know. You're trying to tap into real gut-wrenching feelings. That's why people love it, you know, because they're like, man, I feel like that sometimes about whatever it is. How many people...
They can relate.
How many people work in a job that just ain't paying them what they think they worth?
Right. That's like an 80% of people.
And then sometimes they probably go home and like fucking break down every once in a while, you know? And think about it as a man, there's an added dynamic perhaps of being ashamed of showing emotion. That's characterized as weakness.
Weakness, yeah.
So as a man, you probably got to go in the shower. I mean, there was a lot of people that reached out to me after that being like, man, I appreciate you for being that vulnerable because like, man, me as a man, like I literally just broke down in the shower because I can't show my family that I'm, you know, feeling like this because, you know, your kids see you as a hero or, you know, you're supposed to be the backbone or the strength of this family.
Yeah.
So you can't be crying all in public, you know what I'm saying? And so it was really fearful for me actually to even put that out on the internet, you know what I mean? And I was like having this intuition that I wanted to do it, but a lot of fear that I should not do it. And I'm just kind of like a daredevil type of person, you know? So eventually I was just like, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it because I have an intuition to do it. And as soon as I did it, I was like, why did I do that? I was like, I should have never did that. And then I was like, ooh, I know, I'll delete it.
But
you know? And so I
don't work that way.
I started going to delete it. And then Meg, my manager, she called me, she was like, they just posted it on the Shade Room.
At that point,
I was like, all right, cool, my life is over. You know what I'm saying? My life is done. The last thing I'll say about this is I think that the way I see life right now, I think I find more strength at times in vulnerability than in bravado, or at least equal, because man, I've lived my whole motherfucking life as a goddamn, I slap shit at you. You know what I mean? I'm like fighting, you know what I'm saying? Catching gun cases, being on the news, you know what I mean? Like, this has been my whole life, you know? And I think I find a lot of strength in doing things I'm afraid to do, doing things that are very uncomfortable for me, and in like being vulnerable, exercising restraint. Like, I find more strength in that right now. I've lived a whole life of proving that I'm a man by physical violence. I've lived a whole life of that, you know?
I think that's a very unique perspective because I feel like you said, it's not really encouraged for men to be that way. A lot of people still say, regardless of it, like there's just a certain way you have to be and present yourself as. Even though maybe you're that way to people in real life, but like on the internet, it's a different persona. You know, a lot of people have personas just for the internet. So
that's a deeper kind of thing. Was any of it having to deal with trying to find your identity being mixed?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that I've traced the source of many of my mental issues and instability for sure to being of mixed race and
oh wow.
trying to find acceptance, external validation in a world that is pretty black and white and
Or black or
black or white, you know what I mean, in a world that's pretty binary, you know what I'm saying? And so growing up, I felt very outcast and black sheep, ostracized because I wasn't white. You know what I mean? My mother's white, and I definitely wasn't fully accepted as being black. You know, because I am mixed. And then I go to Ghana, and they call me Obroni. That means white,
White, yeah.
white man. You know what I'm saying? And that hurt me a lot as a kid. And then when I got a little older, I was always training martial arts. I love to fight, you know? But when I got a little older, I was like, oh, I could just punch a motherfucker in the face and I don't have to feel hurt anymore. I could hurt somebody else.
But that
and
just
I no
out there.
longer will focus on my feelings of hurt. But it doesn't erase them. You know, violence is like it's just a Band-Aid, you know what I mean? It's like the same way that depression is just anger. It's just anger
suppressed.
turned inward.
Yeah.
It's just anger at yourself, you know what I mean? And hell yeah, you know, so I feel like as I've grown up though, I realized that being of mixed races, it actually gives me a wonderful position and perspective to be able to relate to a lot of people. And they might not know it because they see me and I look the way I look or they think they know what they know about me. But like a white motherfucker's like, no, like my uncle looks like you. You know what I'm saying? My uncle, you're basically my uncle. But then a black person is like, you're my sister. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I actually grew up with both, you know?
I think it's a pity that, you know, a lot of people see life in binaries because if you really look at it, life is just one big gray area. Like
For sure.
It isn't just like, it's never just one thing or the other, you know? Because even in my own personal experience, like moving to this part of the world, growing up in another part of the world, like there's an adjustment. And there's times where you kind of second guess yourself and you're like, you know, I'm not even sure who I am at this point. So even though I don't completely relate in being like, you know, biracial, I do kind of relate in some aspects to
Mulatto tears.
Yeah.
Tragic mulatto. It's funny being biracial. My girlfriend won't never let me hear the end of it. Every Black History Month, she don't even want to let me celebrate half. She like, you get half of the sweet potato pie. God damn it. You get half of the day on Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? I really don't believe in race. And I rarely even say what I really feel about race because people are so connected to their identities.
Yeah.
And I have dealt with a lot of pushback from challenging people's identities. But race is fake, you know? At the end of the day, even black is a color. That's a categorization. It's not actually fact. I mean, Black American people have so much European DNA in them. And they have their own culture that is incredibly beautiful, valuable, impactful. But this idea of the black and the white, not based in fact. You know what I mean? It's just not. I'd be like, yo, get a DNA test. Let's have everybody get DNA tests. And then you tell me who's black, who's white, who's everybody's everything.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
You know?
It's always a little percentage of something.
To a degree,
there,
everybody's everything. I know white motherfuckers that pop up, they got some little Nigerian DNA. Because you know Nigerians gonna figure something out. They scam their way into this person's DNA tree. No, but for real though, it's like, yo, I feel like we're all a combination of our ancestors. And as easy as it may be to act like our uncomfortable ancestors that we don't align with don't exist. It's not factual though. Like, they exist. They're there.
Even if you don't like it.
Even if you don't like it. I mean,
Yeah.
and even if they exist through heinous means.
Mm.
You know what I mean? They exist from slavery. They exist from rape. You know what I mean? And colonialism. Like, but
They exist.
they are there.
Yep. You just mentioned, like, you know, being independent, building things from the ground up, being hands-on everything. I mean, just before the interview, you were asking about, like, the camera specs, because you talked about, you know, having to be on the field. How does it feel, you know, just having to actually now handle, I'm sure if you're with a major label, it's just like people will handle all that for you. Now you're stepping into being really your own boss in a very literal way. How has that experience been for you?
You know, being independent has taught me a lot.
Mm.
I've been learning to figure out the things I don't know. So I've been learning to figure out how to communicate with the people that support my music and set up email blasts and data capture and things that are just incredibly valuable, or even learning the ins and outs of a camera and how to create my own visual content. And it's not that in the long term my intention is to continue to do everything myself, you know. Obviously the name of the game is delegation.
Yep.
But I do think that it is helpful to me to actually have some acumen in the different verticals of my business. So as I hire people and I bring in more help, then I know how to direct them,
Know
I know
exactly
how to guide them,
what
I know
it
how much
is.
some shit costs. I know what I need to pay for the video, and I know what's extra.
It's just an added cost.
Because I mean, when
Yep.
you with the label, man, some time ago, the standard video budget was $30,000, $50,000. You got something going, $75,000, $100,000. You ain't even thinking about it though. You're not thinking about how much the equipment costs, how much your production is, how much your insurance is, you know, your lenses, your gaffers, your DP,
Lighting.
camera AC, everything.
Yeah.
You're not actually, these aren't real things to you.
Uh-huh.
It's just a $30,000 budget. And then you go over a bit and it's $40,000. And you know how many streams you got to do to make back $40,000?
$40,000.
Like, it's millions and millions of streams.
Streams.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like, it's got to really work out every time. And that was just the standard label budget, you know, which is a plan for perpetual debt. Because as
Yep.
an artist, every dollar spent on
gotta
your
make it
behalf
back.
is pulled out of your return, but it's taken off the top in most deals. And then you add in the fact that there's not a lot of transparency in most traditional record deals. So they don't really show you itemized or give you very detailed records of what's been spent and how.
And what is
You
being
just know
allocated.
that, like, okay, the video costs 40. Man, 60 might be gone because it just be like that. You start to look through the statements if you can get your hands on them. 75 went to here that you never had any information about. This is what goes on, and so that's how you never make money. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But having the knowledge of, like, these are hard costs. I want a phenomenal director of photography, a phenomenal cinematographer. He's gonna do this rate for me. The camera is gonna cost this much. The lenses he needs are gonna cost this much. I can't really slack on the gaffer because I need the lighting to be right. That's gonna cost this much. You know, so you can build a framework around what you need, you know what I mean, to figure out how do you also get what you want.
So it's like, wow, so you're really learning, like, the real value of everything. So when you eventually start delegating, like, you know what exactly you're delegating. I saw something that was so unique, the Sundiata that you talked about, the way you released that, completely off streaming, which is a very big risk, to be honest. the way a lot of people would look at it, at least from my point of view. I saw that you had different tiers of how people could get the album. So there was a $300 tier where they could actually get a one-on-one conversation with you.
Yeah.
I thought that was super interesting. But what made you decide that this was the path you were going to take with your first, album that you fully own the music?
I wanted to do this project in a capacity that was just for my super fans, for the people that support me the most. You know what I'm saying? Because, ultimately, I don't really see them as fans. I see them more like family, because my music is a very personal expression and really vulnerable, really about my life. So I feel like if somebody is that invested in it, that they won't just go to Apple Music and, kind of skim it, that they would spend their hard-earned money to listen to it. That means that they've probably listened to more of my music.
Of
and so they
course.
probably have some understanding of me as a person. And so there's a real connection there. And this being the first time that I was releasing music independently that I owned, I thought, man, let me do it in a way that is specifically catered towards those people. And let me learn these things in the process. Let me learn how to do data collection and how to connect with these people directly through text and through email and through video calls. And it's almost honestly like a trial run for me, for my album. Like, I've been working on my album for time, you know what I'm saying? And before putting that into the world, where I obviously wanted to be heard by the masses, I wanted to strengthen the relationship with my fans, with my supporters, and fill the gaps, like see where I'm lacking, see what I don't have enough eyes on, and just work on it.
Okay. So you eventually want this to go on streaming?
I think I would like it to go on stream eventually. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really make it for that purpose, but I put it on streaming eventually because I want people to be able to hear it. But if I'm being honest, it was more of a way for me to set up for my album. You know what I'm saying? Like that day when I was tripping off the LSD, goddamn it, crying on the internet, and I went to go meditate and calm the fuck down. I woke up and I was like, this is what you should do. This is the plan. Make this project out of records that you weren't going to use and show value in your creativity like that. Don't just let them songs die on a hard drive. Reproduce them, rewrite them, put some love and some care into them, and do this in a, straight to the people way.
I like that. I feel like you're going to learn a lot from that, to be honest. Like, the amount of data that you get from people actually coming to buy and filling in your information rather than just clicking on your Spotify profile is definitely going to be a lot different. Are you paying attention to, the current state of music right now, especially when it comes to rap in 2025? Are there any projects that, have really, outside of just observing, but made you feel like a fan?
Yeah, shit. I'm a huge fan of hip hop. Like, I think my favorite albums have been from people I fuck with right now. Chance album, been working on with him for mad years all over the planet, in Ghana and Jamaica and elsewhere. Beautiful album. Glad that came out. I love that music. Jid's album.
Oh, yeah.
Super dope.
Very
was with him
good.
last night. Very inspired by what he's doing, and I love the way that he put it out too. It was like not driven by a single, not based on a song. It was a body of work, and he
That is true.
presented it in that way,
Great
and just
rollout.
straight music. It showed that like a rollout can actually be a really great and effective rollout with very little. Because he had a video maybe 3 months before the album came out.
He did like a prelux.
Didn't say that much in
Yeah.
between. Then he did the Prelux album. Like, short offering before. It was basically like when you do a mixtape before the album,
Yeah.
but hit the algorithm and to pique the mind a little differently because he called it a pre-lux and people are so used to deluxes by now.
Yeah.
So just that one little thing allowed him to do what people have done all the time for so long, put out a mixtape before the album,
Yep.
but he freaked it a little bit.
Yep, it's all about presentation.
He presented it just a little bit differently, and it had like songs with fucking Eminem. On it and shit. So I mean, like that, and the music though. The music was phenomenal.
It was good music.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like put his album out. Well, he did dollar concerts.
Yes, I was
just
I
real
was
life
at
shit.
one.
But it wasn't like a whole bunch of music videos, a whole bunch of complex creative direction. You know, everything was tight. Everything was honed in. But it was really simple, low key.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that was just effective, like it just landed. And then obviously fucking the Clips album is like,
of course.
Clips album is probably my favorite shit to come out this year. One of it. Between those three.
Super
you know
quality.
What I'm saying?
Those are 3 quality projects.
Yeah, the Clips album, because they did the opposite. The Clips album was like a real proper traditional rollout. You know what I mean? Like,
but I think it's because they were coming back.
Amazing art direction.
Yeah.
Like very timely cultural collaborations, controversy, fucking interviews with reputable journalists. That's one thing I love too, like about this moment that I think is dope in hip hop. I've always kind of just questioned why hip hop culture allows certain vultures to come and be trusted
Commentators.
I'd be like, man, you don't get to just go on fucking ESPN, any goddamn bum off the street and like talk about basketball. Like, so I've been liking though that hip hop has given some of the elder statesmen, and it's not even that hip hop gave it to them. It's that they cracked the code.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Joe Budden, Nori, more recently Fat Joe, Kiss. They just cracked the code and realized, oh shit, like we don't have to just go do other shit, like only have our ancillary businesses now that we're not like inspired to necessarily be active artists all the time. Like we still have a place in hip hop. Like that's what happens with hoopers when they're not playing anymore. Like they'll come back and they'll be the trusted voices because they're the most qualified to speak on it. You know, so I think that's been a really dope new development, that for all the weird shit happening in rap,
That's one good thing.
that's one really good thing.
Yeah.
Because you got people that really are, you know what I mean? Like, and all the voices are valuable. You know what I'm saying? Not that only artists should have the perspective to speak about art, but there's been a void there. Like you ain't have artists really
Talking about
it or have the opportunity for people to go and speak to artists about their art.
I also think a lot of artists have gravitated more towards which platforms have the most clout, and that doesn't necessarily have to be someone that's qualified to even speak on it. But they have an online following, so it's like, all right.
It's hard not to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we all playing that game in whatever we're doing. You know what I mean? We want to attract attention because we want to broadcast what it is we have to say to the world. And you can't blame anybody for that. But it's beautiful to see more avenues start to exist for artists to share their perspectives and share their art, man. And seems like some of those platforms have been really instrumental in championing albums, like the actual format of album. You know, not just being like, this is based on sales, this is based on chart positioning. You know what I mean? They're like, the lyricism here, the production here, the content here, the subject matter here is something valuable that we can fucking discuss. Because that's one strange thing about the game right now. It's like you go through comment sections and every post is, oh yeah, because 22,000, that's really terrible for first week numbers.
The first week sales conversation is
man,
tiring.
100,000 is very good in this day and age. It's like, who the fuck made you Nielsen? It's fucking niggas out here thinking they the Billboard
Connoisseur
specialist.
That's facts, actually.
What do you even know about that? What does it even mean? Nobody went and bought a physical fucking album.
Exactly.
What's the calculation?
I feel like there needs to be, a redefinition of like
it's just
what
like,
that
who made
is.
you SoundScan, or why do people care so much? But you know what? Once again, man, it's like that's just the time. That's the time we in. You know what I'm saying? And so I do appreciate though when you got platforms that discuss the art, you know what I mean? Discuss the artistic quality of shit. Because a lot of time, the greatest shit didn't have the biggest commercial impact or have the biggest first week numbers. Now it's a sweet spot when it does, of course.
But it's not always
phenomenal.
the case.
You know what I mean? But I don't think art should be judged based on first week sales.
I agree.
Niggas ain't even buying the shit to begin with. This is a strange calculation of how many streams it got. And we've already collectively agreed that streaming is a strange calculation to begin with. So what does that mean?
And also, even if, you sell 500K first week and no one's really listening to the album 6 months down the line, like, what even is the point? Really.
The point is you got paid. You good. You sell 500. Like, there's no complaining to be done. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like we at a place in time in culture when like there's a lot of fixation on nonsense. You know what I mean? Shit that don't make no sense. Like politically, artistically, musically. And as an artist, that could be it could be a strange, delicate dance because you're like, man, I want to create honestly from a place of like genuine emotion, and I want to take risks, and I want to try things that have not been done before. But I also can't help but notice what works on my algorithm, and it's not necessarily that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you kind of have to have a partition in your mind to do your best. It's not fully possible, but do your best to shut off your attachment to the results and shut off your preemptive judgment of what will people think about this to be able to do something
It's not easy to
genuine.
do, though.
Or you'll just keep doing regurgitated shit, which is what everybody does, which is why the biggest culture in youth hip-hop is type beats. Shout out to type beats. They're fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got amazing type beats, but that alone should show you that people are literally just trying to copy what somebody else did. That's like the basis of
unfortunately
what happens now.
Unfortunately.
That makes sense though. It's the internet, bro. We in a different time and age, bro. And like the internet just magnifies what exists in human psyche. So you already, as an artist, had to cut off that piece of yourself to say, what is the audience going to think? You got to do that before the internet. You know what I mean? You already had to do that. And you have to be able to do something genuine. Everything is just magnified. So you have much more perspective to see what the audience is going to think now. And so you got to be that much more diligent in being like, yo, no, I believe in this. I believe in this. Like,
it doesn't matter.
Fuck, I scrolled. I saw something that made me not believe in it. Turn it off. Ah, shit. I believe in this. I believe in this. Remember? You believed in this. Keep believing in it. You know what I mean? Don't let that scroll change your conviction. Then you send yourself off,
I agree. Before I wrap up the interview, I wanted to ask you a specific question because I really want to know your point of view on what you think about AI. Especially as an artist in this day and age, because it's getting better and it's being used at a very alarming rate. I mean, I studied computer science, and 5 years ago it was like we're looking at AI like, okay, I mean, this will catch on eventually, but it's caught on so quickly. So I'm just wondering what your perspective is.
Man, AI is such a valuable tool. You can't get left behind. I use AI for everything. Like the camera, I learned to use the camera through AI constantly. The AI helps me to understand my white balance and my settings, and in DaVinci how to edit. Like things that I used to have to blow up somebody like him to walk me through every 5 minutes. Most times I'll just use ChatGPT for it, or even the pre-visuals for my videos. I use different AI platforms to map out and storyboard, to motion storyboard my shit. Samples that I don't want to clear, I use AI to recreate, change lyrics, change chord progressions. Yeah, it's whack that they're trying to make AI artists. And give them multi-million dollar deals.
Right.
But I mean,
someone else saw that.
They've been using goddamn zombie people, you know what I mean, to create soulless music and give them, it's a rinse and repeat. It's like if you pluck somebody and put them in a crazy, inequitable 360 deal and then give them a $7 million record deal because your homie manages and your other guy's the lawyer who also represents your label on the other side, you're taking 6.9 million back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so an AI artist has just enabled them to cut out completely the semblance of humanity. But that model has existed.
Always existed.
That model has existed for sure. And then people start to wake up and they are like, oh man, they fucked me, you know? And it becomes a controversy and you know, that's another liability for the labels, of course. But it's the same thing that they've been doing to young people that seek to become pop artists the whole time, you know?
That's true.
Give them a crazy, inequitable deal, give them a huge bag, and you own everything. So you just gave yourself a bag, and you could probably write it off as a 1099 tax thing, because like,
that's crazy.
You technically gave it to somebody else.
Whoa.
So now with the AI artists, it's just like a slick way to do it. I mean, I think AI will be used for great evil because human beings
of course
have proven themselves incapable of heeding any guidelines or like signs of what will destroy them. You know what I mean? Look at the planet. It's not reversible. So
no.
Robotics and AI will get there too and it'll fucking consume us. But for now, teach me how to use my camera, gang.
Well, like, I don't even disagree with that. Like, I get it. But currently, right now, at this stage in your career, just looking back and just wrapping up the interview, like, what's left for you? Like, what's next? What's left? Because you've done a lot. You've had more than a decade in. Like, what do you think is left for Vic Mensa?
I mean, I feel like everything is left, bro. You know, I know I've been doing this a long time, but, like, I really be feeling like I'm just getting started, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm more capable and more resourced, more informed to make amazing music, to make TV, film, you know what I mean? Fucking, I still look beautiful. I love being on camera. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like take it all away, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, you know? And I just think, shit, I've learned from everything, you know what I mean? Like, I've stumbled, I've fallen. God damn it, I've gotten up. I've failed, I've succeeded. I've won, I lost, and I never gave up. So why would I give up now, you know? I feel like it's all left for me. I just got to be patient, you know? I've been doing this since I was a teenager, but I'm a young man, and I have a lot more to offer to the world. And I feel like our culture is also reconfiguring its history of discarding artists, you know, and seeing it like, yo, you can actually not be a teenager anymore and still have something valuable to say. You know what I mean? Like, look at the albums that we talked about today. All those albums are like from people in their 30s or 40s.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
50s even with
yeah,
clips.
with fucking Malice is 50, but he's rapping crazy, and he's saying shit that's like fucking. You had to really go through it and live life and learn about yourself and the world to be able to spit that shit. I don't even know what he's talking about sometimes. You know, like reaching for Akasha, never leave my house without my peace, I am Mahatma. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really ill shit.
Yep.
We need that. We deserve that. Because, yo, how much game in your life did you get from an auntie or an uncle, a grown elder? How many times have they told you the dopest shit you ever heard is your elder? You know what I'm saying? Like, why should we not deserve the artistic offerings of our elders in hip hop? Because we've gotten them poetically. We got so much from James Baldwin in his elder years. We got so much from Maya Angelou in her elder years. We didn't stop listening to Angela Davis because she
got
was old.
Yep.
A lot of her illest shit she told us in old age. Why should hip hop be different than that? Black people have always relied on our elders beyond the grave. You know what I mean? You know, we Africans, so we believe in the ancestors. Like, our parents fucking pour libations and goddamn, it's all the ancestors. Oh, they're with the ancestors now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that we should discard our elders in hip hop especially. And so we had a time when, goddamn it, you know, we listening to them, you know, so I feel like I got everything ahead of me. I don't even know what all I get into, but I feel like I got so much to do.
Well, I'm excited to see that. And like I said, I've been following your journey and just excited to see what next you get up to.
I appreciate you, man.
For sure.
And congratulations on everything that you're doing. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love to see the young Africans thriving. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
There we go.